This tutorial will guide you through the process of registering your dedicated Workspot control tenant. To begin, open your browser and navigate to the sign-up page. Provide your first name, last name, company name, and email address associated with this Workspot control tenant. Click Sign Up, and shortly after, you will receive an email containing a link to complete the registration on a web page. Once you access the provided link, fill in all the required fields. Carefully read and accept the Workspot subscription agreement, and then click Register. Upon registration, you will be logged into your Workspot control tenant. The initial step is to select your authentication type, with options being Active Directory or Azure Active Directory. For the purposes of this tutorial, Active Directory will be chosen. Following this, designate your Workspot control user account as a named user by navigating to Users, then Groups, and clicking on Configure Named License Group. On the subsequent screen, select None in the Directory field. Click Add User below and choose your Workspot control user account. Click Add, and finally, confirm by clicking Yes, Add. This tutorial will walk you through setting up the vSphere private cloud in Workspot control, including the installation and configuration of the Workspot Enterprise Connector. Be sure to review the guide and tutorials specific to the Enterprise Connector that complement this tutorial. Start by logging into Workspot Control with your account at the top of the page. Click Setup and then select Add Private Cloud. Provide a name for the private cloud and click Save. Select the newly created private cloud, then click Add Connector. Note that we'll use the integration key later in the Enterprise Connector setup. Moving on to the Workspot Enterprise Connector configuration, log into the Windows server using the domain administrator account. Ensure you add the service account for the Enterprise Connector to the local administrators group on this server. Refer to the Enterprise Connector tutorial and Workspot Community Knowledge Base article for details. Following the Enterprise Connector guide, start by installing the recommended version of Java. Proceed to install the Enterprise Connector software. During the installation, copy the integration key from Workspot Control and paste it into the appropriate field. Fill in the domain, service account username, and password, then click Next. After the installation completes, click Finish. After a short wait, refreshing Workspot Control should show the connector status changing from Not Installed to Connected. Next, click on Configs and then Add Configuration. Create the first configuration for VMware vSphere by providing a name and selecting VMware vSphere. Fill in the vCenter server private IP address and administrative username and password for vCenter. Click Save. Click Add Configuration once more. This time, configure for Active Directory. Provide a name, choose Active Directory, and use the default selections. And finally, click Save. This guide outlines the steps to create Workspot Managed Gateways, a group of gateway VMs that offer secure access to Workspot users. Start by navigating to Setup, then Gateway, and select Create Cloud Gateway Cluster. Choose your cloud configuration and the region where you want to set up the cluster. Select the virtual network and subnet for the cluster's provisioning, typically in your public subnet. Adjust any cloud-specific parameters as needed, and choose your preferred Windows Server OS version. Then, decide on the size and specifications of your gateways. Name your cluster and specify the number of instances it should have. Provide a prefix for these instances. If you have your own certificate, override the public domain with your public domain information. Next, set the authentication type to Active Directory and keep the gateway policy on default. Click Create to proceed. Now input the domain join details, specify the domain to join, the destination OU, and the credentials for the domain join account. Click OK to continue. Lastly, set up a local administrator account for the gateways. Use the refresh button to check the status of your gateway clusters. Once they are provisioned and show a ready status, go to Gateway under Actions and choose Enable. Confirm with Yes and OK. Then under Actions, select Publish. Your gateway cluster is now prepared for use with your VDI pools. This guide outlines the steps to create a Workspot standalone gateway. First, log into your domain-joined Windows Server machine. Go through the following steps. Choose Add Roles and Features and accept all default settings. In Server Roles, select Remote Desktop Service. Choose Remote Desktop Gateway. Then click Next and click Install. After installation, open the Remote Desktop Gateway Manager. Begin by installing your certificate and importing it. Next, set up your connection authorization policies by creating a new policy. Including a RD cap and RD wrap. Name them and associate them with an Active Directory group. Configure your resource authorization policy, give it a name, and ensure it allows users to connect to any network resource. Accept defaults and click Finish. Next, register your public DNS record for the gateways. Go to Workspot Control, select Setup, then Gateways, then Add Private Gateway. Name the standalone gateway and provide the gateway URI as configured in the public DNS. Choose Active Directory for authentication type and click Add Private Gateway. This tutorial will walk you through the steps for configuring the Workspot Enterprise Connector. In Workspot Control, navigate to Setup, then Cloud, then click Add Private Cloud. Provide a name, then click Save. Click into your new private cloud configuration. Click on Add Connector. This will provide you an integration key. Copy this integration key. Now log in to your Windows Server machine that is domain joined. First, add your Enterprise Connector service account to local admin of your Windows Server machine. Right-click, then select Computer Management. Under Local Users and Groups, click on Groups. Double-click on Administrators. Click Add and enter your service account. Click Apply, click OK, close your window. download the Java installation and install it. Now run your Enterprise Connector installation. Click Yes when prompted. Click Next. Click I agree. Click Install. Provide the integration key from Workspot control. Provide the domain of your service account. Provide the username and password. Click Next and wait for completion. Click Finish when completed. Now navigate to Workspot control. Refresh the page. Now the status is Connected. To integrate with Active Directory, click on Configs, then Add Configuration. Provide the name. Select the configuration type Active Directory. Finally, click Save. In this walkthrough, we're going to cover how to set up a Windows 10 or 11 template on vSphere, specifically tailored for seamless use with Workspot. So let's jump right in. Begin by logging into the VM as an administrator. This VM will be used as our template. Install any applications you'd like to include. Now head over to download.workspot.com and grab the latest Workspot agent. Once that's done, fire up a command prompt as an administrator and run the Workspot agent installation. When prompted, enter your Workspot admin control account and password and click Next. Once your template is successfully registered, hit OK and then Finish. Now navigate to C, Program Data, Workspot Agent and File Explorer. Go to the Properties of the Config folder, go to the Security tab, click Edit, and make sure administrators have full access. Next, go to C, Program Files, Workspot Agent, and run the Workspot Config Editor file as an administrator. In the Workspot Configuration Editor, fill in the blanks for service domain, username password, join domain, and machine object OU. Click Test Secure Connection. After the task completes successfully, click OK and then Submit. Finally, when you're ready, go ahead and shut down the VM. Use vCenter to smoothly convert it into a template. And there you have it. Your Windows template is now ready to use with Workspot. This tutorial demonstrates the steps to set up a cloud desktop pool using Workspot control for your vSphere private cloud. Start by logging into Workspot control with your account. Navigate to the top of the page, click on Resources, and then select Add Pool on the Cloud Desktop Pool Setup page. On the Setup page, use the drop-down menu next to Select Cloud to choose the VM or private cloud you previously created. In the following field, choose the VMware configuration and specify whether you want persistent or non-persistent desktops under Desktop Pool Type. Click Search next to Select Template and then click Search again. Your previously created template will appear in the list. Choose the template. Select the host or cluster and specify the resource pool and data store. Provide a name for the desktop pool and a display name. Enter the number of desktops you want to deploy and select a prefix for the desktop name. Make a suitable choice for the field called Route Through Gateway. For this tutorial, we'll select the value of Never. Optionally choose Single Sign-On using a username and password as your login type and fill in the login domain accordingly. Finally, click Create, and Workspot Control will initiate the desktop provisioning process. The status of Ready will be displayed next to each desktop as they are provisioned.
This tutorial demonstrates how to utilize Workspot Control to designate a single desktop to a user. Begin by logging into your Workspot controlled tenant. Then, navigate to the Resources section at the top and select the desktop pool containing an available desktop for assignment. Access the Actions menu, choose Assign, and select Workspot from the drop-down menu. Enter the user's information and click Search. Once located, select the user and click the Assign button. The desktop is now assigned and will promptly appear in the Workspot client for the specific user.
This guide provides instructions for setting up the Workspot web app client. Begin by accessing Workspot Control, then proceed to Setup and Configuration. Make sure to configure the subdomain, as this generates a unique web app URL for each control account. Copy this web app client URL. Next, open a web browser and paste the copied URL. A prompt will appear asking for your credentials. Enter your username, password, and domain, and then click Login. Once logged in, simply click on your desktop icon to access your desktop. This video guides you through the process of activating the Workspot client for Windows. After installing the client, open it and enter the email address associated with your Workspot Control account. Click Continue, and shortly you'll receive an email containing an activation code. Input the code into the designated field and click Activate. Next, set a lock screen passcode of your choice and click Sign In. If there are resources assigned to your account, you'll find them listed in the client. Click on the icon to launch your desktop and enter your Active Directory credentials when prompted. Get ready to seamlessly access your desktop through the Workspot client.